Good morning. I wanted to connect with everyone today. I know it is December and trading is often not the greatest situation that people want to be thinking about or participating in. Particularly the markets often seem like they dry up a little throughout the month leading into Christmas and New Year's, that holiday season. In saying that, I do just want to point out a couple of things with the Nikkei. So as I mentioned the other day, I am looking at the Japanese stock index market, often known as the JPN 225. In the futures, it is the NKD or Nikkei dollar. H4 is the current contract. And I just wanted to go over my thought process for this morning's pre-market session. Now, the futures are active and also the CFD market is active, but the official cash open in Tokyo is officially in about 12 minutes. So I've laid out my Camarillo points like I do in the FTSE and the DAX, and basically it's given me a triple band down the bottom where we've opened, and we've opened kind of right on the low. So this isn't the official open because we're not open yet, but this is the pre-market where we're actively able to trade and participate in the markets. And what's happened is we opened here. I got in on a contract as we kind of breached these levels here, expecting the market to head towards this close gap or even just the pivot. And it's quite some distance away. It's about 160 odd points, 140 to 170 odd points that we're looking for. With TradeDay, I'm actually trading a funded evaluation at the moment. I've just discovered this company. They're pretty cool so far. I like the way their trailing drawdown works, and basically I don't want to make too much in any one day because there is a consistency rule. So as you can see, I've taken out $275. It's a 10k account. So I've got one contract to trade and the target is 1,000 profit. So I've got to trade for 10 days with none of these days exceeding 30% of my total profit and loss. So for example, if I made $500 on this trade, which it did spike up quite nicely, I had a limit order in there so it didn't take too much profit. And that basically means that if I keep my profits under $300 a day at a minimum, I'll be able to trade fairly consistently and target that $1,000 profit margin without being over that 30%, which would mean I would have to make more money in that case. So it probably sounds a bit confusing, but if you go and have a read of the TradeDay rules, it might make a bit more sense. But basically the concept is I'm keeping my profits under $300 per day on purpose. And what I've done is I made an entry somewhere around this level down here, down near the S1 for the Nikkei today. It is in pre-market. We've got about 10 minutes before the official cash open. And I was targeting the close gap, but also keeping in mind that I don't want to make too much money on any one day, because with TradeDay I would then have to go and make more to reduce the total profit of any one day down to below 30%. So if I made $500, that could be about 50% of my total profit at the full target on one day, which would mean then I would need to make more trades on other days to try and reduce that 50% down to below 30%. And I don't want to have to do that. So keeping the profits below that $300, so 300 over 1,000, that's 30%. I want to make sure I don't make more than $300 on any one day. Now back over to the markets. It is pulling back now. I'm already in and out of the market, so I'm pretty happy with that. But as for a really solid target for today would be either the close or the pivot from these levels here. Noting that the market was very negative after the start of the Nikkei last week. It just really declined for the rest of the day, which gives me insight that there could be a really nice buying opportunity for a lot of funds and that sort of thing to get back into the market, target this close, and then potentially we may drift down for the rest of the day, I'm not sure. But my target, based on the market itself, not what I'm actually looking to achieve, is the closed gap. Fortunately, I've made the money on this TradeDay evaluation, and that's all I need to make. That brings me up to about $600 profit. I've got about $400 to make, so another 2 days of trading plus some more minimum days to make up the minimum day rule as well. I'll be looking at the Nikkei each day, particularly for setups like this where I can buy in and target a special target like the close gap with a nice tight stop, perhaps even below the market down here, and using these triple bands, the 3 pivot points that are very close together, as kind of a defensive mechanism, as a support system for the pricing to then hopefully push up higher. Now in 7 minutes, when the market does open, I'm expecting quite a bit of volatility. It may even push down and continue this decline, which is why I'm very fortunate that I'm in and out already. But the target I would be looking for is around the close or even the pivot if we do start to turn around early. Because just remembering the market does front run the gap, meaning that it comes very close and it accepts it as closed if it comes within a certain points range, and then it can turn around claiming it as a filled gap. So in about 5 minutes, it'd be really good to watch the open and see what actually happens, see if it does target the close or not, or if it does break this lower breakout pattern here, which could then mean the market may decline much further. The markets are very strong at the moment globally. A lot of the index markets are at all-time highs or quite close to that. So we'll see if the Nikkei follows suit. That's it from me today, guys. I just wanted to give a quick rundown on what I was looking for. Basically using these support levels here from the Camarillo levels of the previous day, which was Friday, and using that as a support system to take the market up towards that closed gap. And purely because of the challenge, I don't want to go over a $300 profit in any one day, because then I would have to make more money in the following days to reduce the percentage share that this profit actually has made up of that total profit target. If you do want to check out TradeDay, it does have a better trailing drawdown system than Apex does. The only limitation that I've found so far is that it only allows you to have 1 account, whereas Apex lets you have 20. So that's a big disparity. Who knows, they might change it. A lot of things do change at the moment with prop firms because there's new legislation, there's new challenges and opportunities, as well as a lot of competition coming into the market, which basically means that Apex, FTMO, Funded Engineer and TradeDay, they're all competing in the same market. They're all trying to be one of the best that there is, and changing their rules from time to time does happen. I have made videos in the past where the rules have since changed, so just be aware that when you do watch a video, go and check out the rules, read them on the official website of the prop firm you're using, because it is important to stay up to date. Just like you would if it was your own business, you'd want to be across all the rules that you're operating in within that industry. So just making sure you do keep up to date, even though it's a video that might have been made recently. The prop firm area is really changing very rapidly. They're competing for business, they're competing for that leading market share, so it's important to stay up to date. That's it from me today, guys. Good luck with your trading, and we'll talk to you soon.